Welcome everyone to the Tier 8 finals. Congrats on making it so far. We have Akshay on seat 1, Anand on seat 2, Kushan on seat 3, and Arun on seat 4. Usual rules apply. Please keep both your hands visible on the camera at all times. And there are still a few people yet to play the entire final, so please do not discuss the questions until the end of the week. So, with that said, let's begin with Akshay's first question. The FIFA Puskas Award is given out to the male or female footballer judged to have scored the most beautiful goal of the calendar year. The inaugural winner in 2009 received it for his long ranger versus Porto, which earned his club a semi-final berth in the UEFA Champions League. Who? Full name is required.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
As simple as that. We start off with an easy one. Cristiano Ronaldo is correct. And we move to question 2. Who became the president-elect of an Asian country after winning the presidential elections held on May 9, 2022, defeating Lenny Robredo, the nearest challenger, who represented the One Sambayan coalition?
Marcos.
Give me one moment, please. Just keep my folder here as well so that I know what to prompt on, etc. Apologies. And yeah, we will grudgingly accept Marcos. This is Marcos Jr. Na? Bong Marcos.
Is it some relation to Imelda Marcos?
Yes.
Son.
Yes.
Okay. And Anand's directs coming up. The Justice Friends are a group of superheroes who exist in the Dexter's Laboratory universe. Blank is a character from Justice Friends, a parody of Marvel's Black Panther. What is the name of this superhero? He shares its name with a Booker Prize winning novel.
It's White Tiger.
This is White Tiger.
Nice.
Correct. And next one coming up to you, Anand. Which culture hero and trickster in Polynesian mythology does Dwayne Johnson play in Moana? Among other things, he is credited with the creation of the Hawaiian Islands.
I don't know. King Kamehameha.
Not King Kamehameha. Kushan?
Pass.
Arun?
Pass.
Akshay?
Pass.
This is also, there are some islands there called Maui. So this
Maui.
is Maui.
Yeah.
Okay, and we come to Kushan's directs. The British Museum and BBC Radio's A History of the World in 100 Objects includes several coins and currencies used in ancient times. The gold coin of Croesus was produced in Lydia over 2,500 years ago. Lydia was renowned for its wealth, with most of its gold coming from the electrum in the river Pactolus. What was supposedly responsible for all the gold washing down this river? Sorry, who? Yeah, who?
Julius Caesar.
Not Caesar. Arun?
Musa.
Not quite. Akshay?
King Midas.
King Midas is
Oh.
correct. So he washed his hands there, and that's supposedly how gold.
Very nice. Nice question.
And we come to your second direct question. In 1801, Italian inventor Pellegrino Turri designed one of the first typing machines to aid his blind friend, Countess Carolina of Fivizzano, in writing letters. What did he also end up inventing? We're looking for a two-word term. As a means to deliver ink to his machine. Its usage declined with the advent of computers, but the term still survives in the world of email communications.
BCC. Blind carbon copy.
Okay, I think we'll give that to you. Let's not trigger. It's just carbon copy. But
Right. Yeah.
Carbon copy. And next one to you, Arun. Just 70 days into the 1985 season, she had lost as many matches as she had during the entire 1984 campaign. During a tournament, she kept asking the other players if the lights were dim. This led which tennis player to don glasses for the best part of her career?
Navratilova.
This is Martina Navratilova. And next one to you, Arun. Which shooter with a biblical name combines the following varieties of whiskey? Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Johnny Walker, and Jameson, used in equal parts and served in a shot glass.
Jericho.
Sorry,
Jericho.
not Jericho. Arun,
Pass.
Kushan.
This is the three wise men.
This is not the three wise men. Akshay.
4 Horsemen.
The four horsemen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeesh.
Close. Tough one.
J.
I didn't count that there were 4, but yeah, okay.
And Akshay's directs for our 2 coming. In 1993, which musician made her on-screen debut alongside Tupac Shakur in Poetic Justice, the second film by John Singleton after the success of Boys in the Hood? A year later, she won her first Grammy in the R&B genre for the song That's the Way Love Goes from her self-titled fifth album.
Cooper.
Oh, Anand.
Pass.
Kushan.
This is Janet Jackson.
This is Janet Jackson. Well done. And so you see her in the film poster there. And next one to you, Akshay. Known to the French as Les Papillons belta, it is the most widespread of all butterfly species. Each year, it spreads northwards from the desert fringes of North Africa, the Middle East, and Central Asia, recolonizing mainland Europe and reaching Britain and Ireland. Name this butterfly species.
Ladybird butterfly.
Ladybird, Anand.
Is just the monarch butterfly?
This is not the monarch. Arun.
I'll pass.
Kushan.
Is it the tiger butterfly?
This is not the tiger butterfly. Again, very nice use of the visual. But this is called the painted lady. That's it. Well done. Is a good reference. And next one to Anand. 100 iconic Bollywood costumes is a 2019 book that chronicles the stories behind the fashion in Hindi films. Which 1966 film starring Vaijayanti Mala and as a dancer in the court of Ajatashatru in the 5th century BC saw her in this dress by Banu Attaiya? The designer incorporates motifs from the Ajanta caves into the look of this garment.
Pass.
Arun?
Amrapali.
Amrapali is correct. And there you see Vaijayanti Mala in the dress. Moving to your second direct, Anand. In 2018, Danish Siddiqui captured the impact and activities of which named service in India that was launched in 1991 for inaccessible rural areas where medical services are not available. In this picture, patients at Jalore, Rajasthan wait for their dental checkup. Ten seconds.
Is Doctors Without Borders?
No. Arun?
Mobile Train Hospital.
Can't get that to you. Sorry. Akshay?
Pass.
Pass. Kushan?
Pass. Non-com.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Is it a clinic on wheels or something on wheels though?
Yeah, that's
Hospital.
the concept that established, but we were looking for the specific name, which is Lifeline Express. Jeevan
Very
Bishop
nice.
Express.
Very nice.
And next two directs to Kushan.
Hmm.
Which Colombian picked up the 2014 FIFA Puskas Award for his goal versus Uruguay in the second round of the FIFA World Cup? He chested the ball down with his back to goal, turned and volleyed an unstoppable effort from 25 meters into the top left-hand corner of the net?
Suarez.
Not Suarez. Anand?
This is James Rodriguez.
This is James Rodriguez. Well, and next one coming up to you, Kushan. Named due to its resemblance to an ancient Greek architectural feature which resembled a small foot, what form of raised platform referred to a low platform used by public speakers and orchestral conductors in the 18th century? It was first used in the form we know it most popularly today during the 1930s British Empire.
Podium.
That is correct. Podium coming from podion, which means small foot, literally. Well worked out. And Arun, here come your directs. Which 1971 film starring Zeenat Aman as a hippie featured this dress designed by the actress herself? The film was set in the background of the rising influence of a religious organization from India.
Film you want, no?
Sorry?
Film you want, no? Film. I'll pass.
Akshay?
Pass.
Sorry, 1 second. Did you say pass?
Yeah, pass.
Okay. Anand?
Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.
That is correct.
Oh, yeah.
Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.
Dhammaradhan, no?
Dhammaradhan,
Yeah.
correct. There you go. And next one to you, Arun. The gold coin of Abd al-Malik from the 696 CE represents a defining point in Islamic history, when images of leaders on coins were replaced by text from the Quran. Which caliphate based out of Damascus did Abd al-Malik belong to? It was the second caliphate established after the death of Muhammad.
Abbasid?
Abbasid, okay.
Umayyad.
It is the Umayyad. So Rashidun, Umayyad, and Abbasid, that's the order. And we move to round 3 with Akshay's selects. Aromatherapy is a holistic treatment that uses essential oils extracted from plants to improve the health of the body, mind, and spirit. The oil extracted from the leaves of which plant, with the scientific name Mentha piperita, is used as a remedy for pain from headaches and migraine attacks. Its leaves are used to brew herbal tea and to flavor ice cream and candy.
Mint.
Prompt.
Green mint.
Okay. Anand?
Just peppermint.
Peppermint is correct. Piperita, if you see there. Yeah.
Nice.
And next one to you, Akshay. In creating the dragon character Sisu, the creators of Raya and the Last Dragon drew inspiration from dragon mythology specific to Southeast Asia. Which group of divine or semi-divine beings who are half human and half serpent served as the primary inspiration?
Nagas.
That is absolutely correct. You would
Lovely,
also
lovely
have
answer.
Nagin or similar variant. And we move quickly on to Anand. Following their heroics in the Ashes in late August 2019, Ben Stokes tweeted, "At Specsavers, do yourself a favor and give him free glasses for life." Specsavers replied with a confirmation, and so which England spinner now has a lifetime supply of free spectacles sponsored by them? 10 seconds.
No, Graham Swan.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Graham Swan.
Not Graham Swan. Kushan?
Pass.
Arun?
Pass.
Akshay?
Pass.
This is Jack Leach.
Oh,
And next one coming up to Anand. In 2002, which musician won 3 Grammys, Song of the Year, Best R&B Song, and Best Female R&B Vocal Performance for her debut single that was part of the song Songs in E Minor? Her movie debut, which is seen in the visual, came 4 years later as part of an ensemble cast in the 2006 film Smoking Faces.
This is Alicia Keys.
This is Alicia Keys, and so the album is a reference to the title refers to both the fact that she was in minor and when she wrote songs. Some of the songs are actually in A minor key as well. And we move to Kushan's lyrics. Stephen Levitt and Stephen J. Dubner, co-authors of the popular Freakonomics book series, write in detail about a non-profit organization that focuses on cutting operational costs by upskilling local doctors to perform a surgery for correcting certain deformities. Identify the organization or the 2009 Oscar-winning documentary film related to the work it does that it sponsored.
This is the smiling pinky. Cleft repairing organization. Yuck! This is
I'll prompt you on the documentary name.
this is The Smile.
Sorry?
The Smile.
So sorry, I can't look at you,
This
Arun.
is terrible.
Smile Pinky.
Smile Pinky, that's it, because you said
Arey
smiling
yaar.
Pinky.
Yeesh. Okay.
Because it's a movie title.
No, I get it. I get it. Yeah. Completely fine.
And next one to you, Kushan. The big book, which with the big book associated with which worldwide group mentions the hideous 4 horsemen: terror, bewilderment, frustration, despair, as things commonly encountered by individuals undertaking a sobering journey or experience.
Alcoholics Anonymous.
That is correct. Sobering journey. Reference to that.
Yeah.
And Arun? The first demo of this now universal feature was at the first National Conference on Television for the Hearing Impaired in 1971. What is the alliterative 2-word term for this feature that HTML5 defines as a transcription or translation of dialogue, sound effects, relevant musical cues, and other relevant audio information when sound is unavailable or not clearly audible?
Closed caption.
Sorry?
Closed caption.
That is correct. So closed captions was designed with the deaf in mind. So subtitles assume the viewers hear audio and as a result do not contain background sound or notifications for speaker changes. Right? Closed indicates that the captions are not visible until activated. And next one to you, Arun. Blank is a character from the Justice Friends, a guitar-wielding parody of Marvel's Thor. What is the name of the superhero? The blank is a pun on a rock star's name and incorporates the name of a majestic hall for slain warriors in Norse mythology.
Valhallan. Valhallan and Valhalla.
Is correct. Valhalla.
Very nicely framed.
And next one to you, Akshay. Used mainly for Christian churches, what form of raised platform from which a speaker addresses an audience or delivers an oration originates from late Latin for a scaffold for preachers?
Dais.
Not a dais. Kushan?
Pass.
Anand?
Us.
Arun?
Pulpit.
This is a pulpit.
Oh, very nice.
I thought it was a parapet or pulpit. I just didn't want to risk it. Very nice.
And Akshay, here comes the next one. The gold coin of Kumaragupta I was minted during his reign between 415 to 455 CE to commemorate the completion of which Vedic ritual that proved his imperial sovereignty. The ritual was also performed by Kumaragupta's first grandfather, Samudra.
Ashwamedha Yagna.
That is correct. This is the Ashwamedha, or you could have expected horse sacrifice simply as well. And Anand's directs coming up. The Guinness Book of World Records lists North America's dusky black as having the shortest migration. During winters, they inhabit mountainous pine forests. Then in spring, they descend a mere 300 meters to deciduous woodlands. What group of birds are they? The word is also used to refer to a trivial complaint or grumble. Ten seconds.
Is it a mutter?
Kushan,
Pass.
Akshay,
Pass.
Arun.
I'm also passing.
Is it bicker?
No, this is called a grouse.
Oh,
Grouse.
Oh,
Grouse.
okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Anand's next direct. What term is used to describe the rule of Ferdinand Marcos Sr. from 1965 until he was deposed in 1986? Characterized by widespread personal appropriation of public wealth, it is derived from the Greek words for thief and rogue. Ten seconds.
Embezzlement?
No, Kushan.
This is a kleptocracy.
A kleptocracy is that. Klepto meaning thief and cracy is rule. Well worked out. And we stay with you, Kushan, for your directs. Each chapter in Alain de Botton's The Consolation of Philosophy consoles the reader by extensively interpreting a particular philosopher's work. The chapter, Consolation for a Broken Heart, is written through the lens of which German philosopher, known for his 1818 work, The World as Will and Representation. He was among the first Western philosophers to share and affirm significant tenets of Indian philosophy.
Is it Max Muller?
Not Max Muller. Akshay.
Pass.
Anand.
Nisha?
Not Nisha. Arun.
pass.
This is Arthur Schopenhauer.
Schopenhauer.
And your next one, Kushan. In 2017, Danesh Siddiqui documented the activities carried out by Devendran P at the Solar Observatory in Witch Hill Station in southern India, perched at the crown of the forested Palani Hills. It was established on the recommendation of N.R. Powson and Lord Kelvin, following a famine to better understand monsoon patterns by studying the sun.
Uti?
Uti, Akshay.
Kodaikanal.
Kodaikanal is correct. One or the other, tough luck there. And we move to Arun's directs, the last two for the round. In 2002, which musician got her debut starring role as FBI agent Foxy Cleopatra in the third movie of a franchise? In the movie, she aids the protagonist's hunt down Johann van der Smutt, who's seen the visual, gets his more popular alias after losing his genitalia in a smelting accident. The debut came 2 years after her first Grammy win for Best R&B song, Bills, Bills, Bills. Beyonce is correct. Next one to you, Arun. Analyzing the dip in the US crime rate in the 90s compared to the earlier decade, Dubnan and Levitt suggest that it is closely correlated with another statistic, as can be evidenced in the difference between states with low and high rates for a particular procedure. They hence present the argument that one of the primary causes for the drop in crime to the actions of which young woman from Dallas, blanked out in red in the visual.
Row.
The blank with the blank it will read row and behold, as in row of
Lovely
row
framing. Lovely framing.
Right. Thank you. And we are at the halfway stage. Things very, very close and nicely symmetric as well. 8558. But still anybody's game. Let's begin with Akshay's lyrics. The chapter Consolation for Frustration in the Consolations of Philosophy is through the lens of which Roman Stoic philosopher and statesman was forced to take his own life for alleged complicity in the Pisonian conspiracy to assassinate Nero. This incident was the subject of a painting by Jacques-Louis David.
Seneca.
Very well put away. This is Seneca, Seneca the younger specifically, but of course.
Yeah, I didn't want to risk it.
And next one. The blank cut effect is a term that epitomizes the concept of universal design. It states that when one designs for disabilities, they make things better for everyone in the process. Fill in the blank, 4 letters, to form the alliterative name in American English, that is, spelling, American spelling, for a feature found on roads that helps not just the physically disadvantaged, but everyone. Ten seconds. Need an answer, okay?
Cone cut.
Not cone. Kushan.
Pass.
Anand.
Pass.
Arun.
Curb. CURB.
Curb cut is correct.
Very nice.
Very good.
So this is with that little dip you see so that people can easily get on wheelchairs. And it's also, Jen, of course, make things easier for people as well. And this is the Australian spelling. KERB.
Nice, nice.
And Anand's directs now. The oil extracted from the inner bark and occasionally leaves of which tree native to Sri Lanka, Malabar Coast, and Myanmar is used in aromatherapy to reduce feelings of depression, faintness, and exhaustion. Its bark is used as a spice for a number of savory and sweet dishes across the globe.
Cinnamon.
This is cinnamon. And moving on to the next one. This coin, issued by Lysimachus, uses Alexander's portrait to emphasize his position as Alexander's successor. Alexander is depicted sporting the ram's horns of a syncretic hybrid god that was widely worshipped during that period. If one of this god's name was Zeus, which preeminent god of ancient Egypt, we're looking for a 4 or 5 letter answer, was the other?
Is it Isis?
Not Isis. Kushan.
Pass.
Akshay.
Pass.
Arun.
Horus.
Not Horus.
Thought.
This is Amun or Amon. You would have
Ammon.
grudgingly accepted
What
Amon
was the
Ra.
4 on top? Very.
Amon or Amon. And Kushan's directs now. The idea of Pixar's Luca was inspired by local folklore and legends. The legendary tale that supposedly occurred in the 2nd century CE was first recorded in the 11th century CE, is one of its inspirations. The legend is also reflected on the emblem of Genoa, which has claimed arrears from England for one particular aspect of its emblem. So you see the Genoan emblem here.
Pass.
Okay.
Pass.
Anand.
No. Loch Ness.
Not Loch Ness. Arun.
Pass. Pass.
So what do you see here in the center, right in the center?
Cross.
Cross, Holy Cross.
Specifically, it's called the.
George's Cross, St. George's Cross.
Oh,
This
the
is
dragon.
Saint George and the Dragon. So that is from Genoa already, and the English kind of, as they did, stole it that as well. And next one to you, Kushan. Blank is a character from the Justice Files, a ghostly musical parody of Marvel's Vision. What is the name of this superhero? You can arrive at the name by adding the letter H to the name of a company known for its color matching services.
Phantom.
Very quickly worked out. This is Phantom. You add the letter H to the company Phantom. Get it? And also Tone because he's a musical ghost.
Yeah. I thought it was Phantom, but then like the additional flow.
And next one to Arun. Which Argentine playing for Tottenham Hotspur won the 2021 edition of the FIFA Puskas Award? He was honored for his stunning Rabona goal versus Arsenal in the North London derby.
Straight away pass.
Pass. Akshay.
Lamela.
This is Eric Lamela. Well done. And your next one, Arun. What kind of raised platform is placed at the front of a room for speakers or honored guests? It derives its name from the Latin for disc-shaped object. It can also refer to the smaller platform that supports a throne.
Dais.
This is a dais, deriving its name from discus. And we'll enter round 6. Scroll still very nicely symmetrical. Dubbed as the hottest burger on the planet, Chunky's 4 Horsemen burger owes its name to 4 fiery ingredients. If 3 of them are fresh jalapenos, serrano peppers, and habanero hot sauce, which haunting ingredient cultivated in South Asia is the 4th? Ten seconds.
Dragon fruit.
Not dragon fruit. Kushan?
Bucholakya.
Booth Jalakia is correct. The booth actually doesn't refer to any ghost.
Bhutan.
It's
Bhutan.
Bhutan.
Yeah.
But it's also called the ghost pepper because of a mistranslation. So the haunting clue that actually fits. And your next one, Akshay. Following vision issues, current world number 29, Martin Gould took to spectacles, and his performance has improved since later. He tried a large pair that you see in the visual, inspired by another snooker legend. Which compatriot inspired him? He was the winner of one of the world's greatest snooker champions finals against Steve Davis in 1985.
Rogers.
Not Rogers. Kushan?
Pass.
Anand?
Pass.
Arun?
Pass.
This is a guy named Dennis Taylor. You can see his rather large glasses there. And next one to you, Anand. The chapter titled Consolation for Difficulties in Consolations of Philosophy is through the lens of which philosopher who wrote works such as Thus Spoke Zarathustra and Beyond Good and Evil is depicted here in a painting by Edward. Ten seconds. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just got it. Now you have 10 seconds.
Can't.
Not can't. Kushan?
Nietzsche.
This is Nietzsche.
Oh, this is Nietzsche. Oh God.
And here's the next one. The chapter on information asymmetry in free economies deals with which organization and the role of a mole who brought down its member base by revealing its secrets to the public, thereby making it a subject of critique. Later, when authors realized that the mole's role in it was exaggerated, they published a retraction that was aptly titled Hoodwinked, referring not just to them being misled, but also to the organization. 10 seconds.
This is the KKK.
This is
Nice.
the KKK
Oh,
hoodwink,
okay.
Nice answer.
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
reference to the hoods that they wear.
Very good.
And Kushan, your turn it is. Holding the record for the longest migration for a bat, the Nathusius blank 11 letters travels from Latvia to northeastern Spain to wintering. What genus name fills in the blank, which derives its name from the Italian for bat?
Rata Alada.
Not Rotalada,
Murcielagus.
not Murcielagus. Anand,
Pass.
Arun,
Pass. That was my guess also. Number very much like this.
not that funda. It's called a pipistrel.
Oh, cute.
And next one to you, Kushan.
Yes, sir.
Bong Bong Marcus's recent win was fueled by a decades-long misinformation campaign to revamp the family brand. The campaign portrayed his father's dictatorship as a blank 6,3 of peace and prosperity compared to the violent image Philippines has today. Fill in the blank with a term, the same 6,3, used to describe a period in history where a high degree of achievement is reached in a particular field, especially in art or literature.
Golden Age.
Golden Age or Gilded Age is correct. And next one to you, Arun. Pixar's Onward takes place in a world inhabited by mythic creatures. Which legendary Persian creature with the head of a human, the body of a lion, and the tail of a scorpion served as the inspiration for restaurant manager Corey?
Ashura.
Not Ashura. Akshay,
The Rook.
not the Rook. Anand,
Pass.
Kushan.
Pass.
So this is Corey, the manticore.
Manticore. Very nice.
And
Done.
Arun. The oil extracted from the flower spikes and occasionally leaves of which plant genus of the Lamiaceae family is used to manage stress and combat insomnia? Southern France, especially Provence, is famous for its sprawling fields of these plants.
Chamomile.
Not chamomile. Anand,
Pass.
Kushan,
Pass.
Akshay.
Pass.
Okay, surprising X there. This is probably in every aromatherapy.
I
Oh.
thought the wrong.
Yeah.
I think I sent everybody the wrong way.
Yeah, because I also thought chamomile tea was supposed to be like, that sort of a thing. And then my mind blanked because I had no other answer. Yeah, nice.
And we come to Akshay's first directs of round 7. Kushan caught up a bit, just 1 point behind the leaders now. Anand at 7, still catchable. Here we go. Which 1989 film starring Sri Devi as the title character featured this white Bharatnatyam inspired costume in a classical dance scene? Interestingly, the dress was copied by many stores at a Delhi thoroughfare with the same. 10
Karol
seconds. Sorry, did you say something?
Karol Bagh.
Not Karol Bagh. Anand,
Chandni Chowk.
prompt.
On the film.
Yeah.
Chandni Chowk to China.
Not 1989. Kushan,
Finally, it's Chandi.
Chandani.
I won't feel bad about smiling pinky anymore.
Hey,
Okay, it's
What
Chandni.
is this?
And next one to you, Akshay. In 2014, Danish Siddiqui visited a central Indian city for a photo series of the lives of certain people there. The poignant series is subtitled 30 Years Old. This photograph was shot on the now abandoned pesticide plant. Which company?
Union Carbide.
Union Carbide is correct. An abandoned post-Bhopal gas tragedy. Next one to you, Anand. The Four Horsemen restaurant in Brooklyn, New York specializes in serving natural wines. It is probably named due to the influence of a natural wine producer group called the Blanc Gang of Four, comprising Marcel Lapierre, Jean Paul, Jean-Paul Thévenet, and Guy Breton. Which variety of widely consumed red wine does the Gang of Four produce? Ten seconds.
Chardonnay? No,
Not Chardonnay. It's a white wine. Kushan.
Pass.
Arun.
Sauvignon.
Not Sauvignon. Akshay.
Pass.
This is the tough one there. It's called Beaujolais. And next one to you, Anand. Which Swede won the 2013 FIFA Puskas Award for his propeller kick goal in a friendly versus England? He ended up scoring all of his team goals in a 4-2 win.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Kushan, here comes your lyrics. At 82 kgs, he was around 9 kg heavier than his nearest competitor at the 1988 Olympics. Moreover, his nearsightedness forced him to wear glasses under the goggles, which frequently fogged up and impaired his vision. Who is this? Who forced an eponymous rule by the International Olympic Committee?
Eddie the Eagle.
Brilliant answer. This is Eddie the Eagle.
Oh.
So the rule is that aspiring Olympians need to be in the top 30 or at least top 50
Right.
competitors
Right.
overall. And very well worked out. Next one to you, Kushan. 1997, which musician won her first Grammy for Best R&B performance with her band The Fugees for the hip-hop cover of the song Killing Me Softly? She had her first starring role in Hollywood 4 years earlier as a rebellious school teenager when Mary Clarence got back.
Is it Mary J. Blige?
Not Mary J. Blige. Akshay.
Pass.
Anand.
Pass.
Arun.
Pass.
Top one there again. This is Lauryn Hill. Listen to that cover. Highly recommend. And last two directs are round 7 to Arun. While it does not migrate as heavily as its antipodally named cousin, which bird inhabits southern South America, the Falkland Islands, Australia, and New Zealand? Breeding populations in the southern part of this species range are migratory during winters.
Antarctic tern.
Very nice. Very
Nice
nice.
one.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
The Arctic tern is the longest known migration pattern. Next one to you, Arun. The chapter Consolation for Inadequacy in the Consolations of Philosophy is written through the lens of which philosopher who popularized the essay as a literary genre through his magnum opus Essays. One of the most significant philosophers of the French Renaissance, his surname is a French corruption of a Latin word, a kind of geographic entity that is also represented in his coat of arms. 10 seconds.
Montmartre.
Right. Akshay,
Pass.
Anand,
Is it Rosso?
not also. Kushan,
Is it Voltaire?
not Voltaire. Arun got on the right track. It is a mountain.
Montpellier.
His name is just Montaigne.
Oh,
Michel Montaigne. And final round 11 11 11 8. So things very, very close. Anybody's game. Akshay, blank blank 4,5 is a character from the Justice Friends that casts incantations and hexes and a parody of Marvel's Scarlet Witch. What is the name of this superhero? Her name indicates she would probably not do well at an annual competition organized by the EW Scripts Company. Ten seconds.
Can't spell.
Anand,
Oh wow.
don't have to pass.
Pass. Yeah.
Kushan,
Pass.
Arun,
Misspell.
Ooh,
Miss
lovely.
Spell is
Lovely.
correct.
Cute. Very cute.
And next one to you, Akshay. Dubner and Levitt analyzed discrimination in a public setting using data from which TV game show? The players are eliminated through a voting system, concluding that Latinos and the elderly are discriminated against in the show. The show has had licensed variants in 50 plus countries, although none of the variants end with the trademark WIC. English name of the show needed.
Big Brother.
Not Big Brother. Anand,
Pass.
Kushan,
The weakest link.
brilliant
Oh.
answer. So you can see Lenky over there. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
Lenky.
yeah.
That was what we were trying to get. And these are literally links, and that is Anne Robinson's trademark link. And we come to Anand's lyrics now. After seeing his young daughter struggle at a soda fountain parlor in San Francisco, what innovation did Joseph Friedman come up with by wrapping dental floss around an object to crimp it? Although now universally used by all, it was first used by immobile patients in hospitals in the mid-1940s. Ten seconds. Any answer?
Pass.
Anand?
I have no idea.
Akshay?
Pass.
Sorry?
Pass. Pass.
Kushan?
Pass.
Arun?
This is a folding straw. So the straw is the bend straw. whatever you call
Absolutely
it.
right. So this
Lovely,
is the bendy straw.
Bendy straw.
Nice.
And next one to Anand. After their success at the Battle of Actium in 31 BC, the Romans began the practice of attaching the ramming end of captured ships to the front of a stone platform in the forum for speakers to address the people. What word for a raised platform, literally meaning beak, originated from here? Ten seconds.
No idea. So box.
Not quite. Akshay?
Pass.
Kushan?
The parapet.
Not a parapet. Arun?
Awesome.
This is called a rostrum. So in today,
Oh,
in
nice.
birds, this can be used to refer to the
Very
beaks.
cool.
And Kushan's directs. The last two of the quiz. The oil extracted from the leaves of which plant
Pause.
genus?
Pause. Eucalyptus.
That is correct. Eucalyptus. And your next one. Which 1980 film themed around reincarnation witnessed Simi Garewal in this black chiffon dress with a belt?
Pause.
Style by
Scars.
is correct. Quickly put away. 2 on 2 crucially. Last two questions of the quiz coming up for Arun. In 2014, Danish Siddiqui visited Mumbai to photograph workers involved in a certain process that was centered around which entity that had then recently been moved from Kaf Parade to Darukhana. The entity was sold to IB Commercial Private Limited, was valued at approximately 60 crores.
Shipbreaking yard. From one specific name.
I'm sorry, I can't prompt you. I have to take your first answer. Akshay,
Pass.
Anand,
This Mazgaon docks.
no. Kushan,
Wadia Shipbuilding Yard.
no. So you had the concept
just-
correct.
Vikrant.
This is INS Vikrant. So
Oh,
later became.
Okay, I thought it was okay. Entity. I thought it was a company that. Okay.
Yeah.
How can you move a company for
The
okay?
entity, no. Okay, sorry.
You can't move a company like that. Anyway,
Badness.
and Arun, your last one. What two-word term was coined in the 1970s to describe Imelda Marcos's penchant for commissioning grandiose structures, often built in brutalist style? The term is a play on a famous Freudian psychoanalytic theory. Ten seconds.
Brutal complex.
No. Akshay?
Colossus complex.
No. Anand?
Pass.
Yes. Kushan?
This is the phallic fallacy.
No. Fallacy.
Something to do with Oedipus complex or
Something to do with
complex?
penis
Oedipus-
only.
Oedipus complex was the thing. So grandiose structures are called
No.
edifices.
Oh,
So
Oedipus.
Oedipus complex is what we were
Nice.
looking for. And Kushan ends up as our tire champion with 14. Arun close behind with 13. Akshay right behind them with 11. And Anand on 8.